Good morning and welcome to our class here. This is for Environmental Science, ENV 101. My name is Sarah Gonzalez and I'll be the instructor for our course. So again, welcome to our first week of the class. Hope you had a great break last week. And I just kind of wanted to show you some of the features of our course here, if this is your very first class at SNHU, and also kind of go into the Module 1 overview of what is due for this week. So you should be able to see our homepage here. It might look a little bit different from your screen. Again, I have the instructor platform here, and you usually have the student one. So let's take a look here. So again, this is the homepage. Any announcements will pop up here. So for instance, if you, this is a quick intro about me. So here you have my contact information. This is my email, my phone number. A little welcome announcement. So I've been here at SNHU about a year now, and mainly I teach the environmental science course or other types of environmental science, sustainability courses. I do teach at a few other schools, so I've been teaching in higher education for probably about 6 years now, mainly in, again, environmental science, marine science, sustainability, alternative renewable energy. I do have quite a bit of extensive background in environmental science. For that, so I used to work for the state of Florida here because I'm in Tampa. So I worked for the state of Florida, the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, and I did permitting. So don't let this title engineering specialist mislead you. I am by no means an engineer. But I did very extensive wetland regulations, wetland delineations, determining whether something is a wetland or not, seagrass survey monitoring, mitigation, land use regulations, whole bunch, and air regulations as well too. So again, I live in Tampa, Florida, with my husband. I have 2 small children, a boy and a girl. We have a dog, a Welsh Corgi mix, lab mix. And I do a lot of outdoor activities. I like to hike. I like to do some traveling. I like to swim, bike, run. I'm training currently for a 5K pretty soon, hopefully here in the fall when it gets cooler. And here's my education. So born and raised here in Tampa. So I went to the University of South Florida, which is a university here in Tampa. I have my undergraduate degree is in biology, a minor in anthropology. And then I went back for my master's in sustainability, or I'm sorry, my master's in environmental science and policy with a focus on community resilience from natural hazards, as well as sustainability. All right, so that's a little bit about me. So again, if you go to courses and the announcements, these should pop up here on your screen. Typically I'll post any articles I come across, the module reviews as well too, like this one each week. Usually Monday mornings I'll have them posted or so, and any other information as well too. All right, so let's take a look at some of the things to take a look at here. So we go to learning modules, and hopefully the internet is cooperating today, which it is. And if you go to start here, this will just be a general overview, not of our class, but of the course format. So here, there's some maintenance notes for you. This is a syllabus here, so you can track each week what is due and what we're doing. A little information about Turnitin, which is an algorithm that we use to make sure that you are doing the work and not plagiarizing anything. Here's a link for general questions. So if you just have any general questions about assignments or what to do, you can post there. But if you have individualized questions, so for instance, why did I get this grade, or how can I improve my grade, or anything like that, then I suggest you email me, because we all can see your questions and my responses. So, there's this link here for general questions. Under Module 1, which is, again, the module that we'll be working on this week, is going to be a very basic overview of environmental science. So here's the module introduction. So here's our learning objectives. We're just going to be introduced to what environmental science is, looking at our impact, our individualistic impact on the environment, ways that we can reduce something called our carbon footprint. We'll get into what that is. So again, that's just kind of an overview, nothing really to do for that one. Just kind of read over it so you can get familiar with what we're going to be doing this week. Under readings and resources, here you can take a look at chapter 1. We're looking at our textbook called Essential Environment, The Science Behind the Stories, the 6th edition. So when you're reading the chapter, ask yourself a few questions here. What are some of your individual consumption patterns, or your water usage, your waste output? How might expanding our global population impact those resources? And that's something that we're going to take a look at later in the semester, is looking at global population increase. And then how can we apply sustainability and conservation methods to our own resource use? Here's some additional information or additional videos and websites if you want to take a look at it. This is looking at specifically careers in environmental science if you're interested in this. So this video is looking at 14 exciting environmental careers. This one here is the website about a profile. So if you want to take a look at that, you can, if you're, again, very interested in environmental science, but just not sure what you can do with a degree. Believe me, there's plenty that you can do with it. Our discussion for this week. So here you're just going to introduce yourself to your peers, share a little information about your environmental footprint. So tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what your degree is, maybe some of your hobbies, whatever you feel comfortable sharing, maybe why you're interested in environmental science. Then what you're going to do is you're going to use this footprint calculator link, and you're going to calculate your own environmental footprint. So in your discussion thread, your initial post, you're going to include one paragraph that talks about your results and maybe some recommendations for reducing your footprint. And then your response post, you could share some ideas with your peers about how they could reduce their carbon footprint. So this is a really great exercise here. Again, introducing yourself to the class and then calculating your own environmental footprint and determining ways that you can reduce some of those consumption patterns, those waste patterns. Your initial post for the discussion should be done by Thursday of each module, and then your responses to your classmates are due by Sunday of that week that it's due. And then here is a worksheet to take a look at. This is how to read resources from government sites. After you review this link, which is a list of government resources, you're going to select 2 of those websites that you're interested in. Here's a worksheet, so download the worksheet and identify the important prompts in that worksheet based on those 2 websites that you identified. So this assignment will help you understand how to use governmental resources, because eventually you're going to be writing a paper at the end of the semester, all tying in these assignments together. And again, this assignment is due by Sunday. And then nothing due here, but just kind of be aware. So this is going to be your final project review. For your final project, you're going to take all the foundations that we've been working on for the past several modules, and you're going to apply them to a real world issue affecting your local community. So in one of the assignments coming up pretty soon, you're going to be identifying an issue in your community. So for instance, some previous classmates or some previous students in my classes have done the Flint, Michigan water crisis. One actually was from Ohio, from Palestine, Ohio, and took a look at the recent train derailment that had all those hazardous chemicals. Some other people have done natural habitat destruction, biodiversity loss. So there's plenty that you can do in terms of an issue and how it affects your local community. So again, just to kind of recap everything, your readings, make sure you complete those, your initial discussion, introducing yourself, and then doing your ecological footprint, your initial post due Thursday, your 2 follow-up responses by Sunday, and then the assignment identifying 2 governmental resources from this link that also due by Sunday. So let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to some great discussions online.